Yes, women are allowed to teach. So let's look at the scriptures in question. 1 Timothy 2:12, I do not permit a woman to teach, nor to have authority over the man. And now let's just look at this in the first phrase, I do not permit a woman to teach. But in the actual ordering that Paul wrote it, it says, to teach to a woman, I do not permit. Do you hear the difference? The first says women are not permitted to teach. The second says to teach to a woman, I do not permit. Others are not permitted to teach a woman. This is a very big difference. And it is clear here that Paul is saying that women must not learn, receive information from outsiders. Women are permitted to teach, but they must be careful how they learn. Paul wrote this scripture in this way to emphasize that no one should teach someone's wife. This scripture is about husband and wife, not men and women. So you might ask, then how is it that a wife will be able to learn if no one's allowed to teach her? That's a very good question. How are women to learn? Well, in the verse above, in 1 Timothy 2:11, Paul says women must learn in silence under all subjection. Women are to learn in silence. I'm big on that. But I'm much more interested in this word submission, subjection, because this is the context of the verse, submission. Submission means under the ordering. Paul is actually saying that women should learn in the ordering of authority. What is that order? It is the Lord, he's at the top of the chain, then the husband who bears the responsibility and authority over the family, then the wife, who also bears responsibility and authority in the family, but the final say goes to the husband. In other words, if there's a disagreement about something that she has heard outside of the home, the husband has to be the one to make that final decision on what doctrine will be disseminated into the home. He has the higher authority. So now the wife is to learn in that lineup of authority. In this way, there is a singular flow of information down to their family, down to their children, because the issue is the protection of the children and the family from false doctrine. Paul is talking to the church. He is really telling the whole church, hey, all you people in the church, to teach to a wife, I do not permit, nor do you usurp the authority over the husband. This is about wife and husband. It's the husband's authority to teach doctrine. No outsider must challenge that authority. To prove this, Paul continues by giving an example. Adam and Eve. We see Adam and Eve in the garden, and Adam has the authority in the garden. He was born first. In the ordering, Adam's authority is under the leadership of the Lord. The ordering is the Lord, Adam, Eve, and future children. No one else is to intrude or pervert the learning of this family. But then an outsider, not part of the family, strolls into the garden, Satan, and he targets the woman and he teaches her false doctrine. Satan said, did God tell you not to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or you will die? God is lying to you. You will not die. If you eat, you will become as a god. And Eve believed him, so she gave Adam the fruit. And so we see Eve was not the teacher. It was Satan who was the teacher. He came into the family and he usurped Adam's authority and he corrupted the doctrine of their whole family, the family of man. An outsider taught the woman and she received it without discussion. She learned outside of the ordering. This is the meaning of this verse. Of course, women can teach. The prohibition is for husbands and wives. Wives must not learn from outsiders. They must not take in information and disperse it through their family without discussing it with their husbands. This doesn't mean they don't hear things everywhere in the world from Bible study or church or wherever they are, but the husband has final approval over what goes to the children. Further, the husband cannot be a passive bystander. He must be diligent regarding what is going on inside his family. Today, both husband and wife are failing at these things. In summary, I hope you take this to heart and think about it. The family is at risk. Women can teach anybody, men or women. They have God's gift for teaching, and Paul does not prohibit women teachers. Women can teach anybody just as men do, but wives must be protected from the false doctrine that they may be learning and bringing into their homes, where Satan can destroy family. Women are absolutely allowed to teach. This is Paul's teaching.